Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with our Eibar career mode. It's been a few days since, I guess a few weeks at this point, since I've been able to upload the last episode. Had a bunch of editing issues whenever I went back and tried to record the last episode. As you can see, we missed a few games here in recording that I tried to get out to you guys, but it just wouldn't edit correctly, and I just wasn't comfortable uploading what I had. So I decided to go ahead and scrap the project and move on to the next episode. We did lose to Athletic Bilbao and also Atletico Madrid. Tied the other two games. It was I really wish I was able to upload it because they were really good games for us. A little disappointing to lose that Atletico Madrid match, but it was a little expected, I guess. At the end of the day, we are, at least in my eyes, a mid-table team, so it's going to be hard to win against some of those Spanish giants. As you can see here, we're going into a little bit of training. From now on, at least until my player's a little higher rated, I will be doing my training as silver challenges because I think they perform better and I actually get more stats out of it than doing a gold challenge where they're all getting C's and D's in the challenges and not actually getting their full potential out of the training. So we'll see how that goes, see how much they grow, and maybe change it back up in the future once they progress a little bit. First game here, we're going in, and I think this should be a pretty good game for us. Levante is a strong team. Juan Fran, obviously, they're big veteran on the squad, but I think we have a pretty good team here to go against them. Kappa's been a little out of sorts for me recently, and it's been a little rough trying to get him into the squad, so I did replace him with Kiko for this match, and we do get a penalty right off the rip in the 13th minute of the match. Juan Fran actually taking him out of the box, and that's actually Varte, which, you know, in the past episode he was actually considered to be a little bit of a flop for the club because he wasn't doing very well. And in the episodes that I had recorded before, I actually moved him out to the right, and it got him a little bit more into form, and I actually became more comfortable with using the player. Disappointed not to score the penalty here. I actually got a few penalties in that last episode, so it seems like that's going to be a lot of where my goals are coming from, which, you know, you can't really complain. A goal is a goal at the end of the day. Levante moving up on the pitch here. A wonderful strike, but our keeper's been doing really well for us this season, and I think he's actually going to be a staple in making sure that we can hopefully stay in a mid-table range and maybe even push into the top 5 or 6 here. Out of the corner, Levante takes it, and it goes straight to my defense. I need to stop passing out of the back like that. Luckily, it ends up working out here for us, and I get a little bit of a breakaway. Baston's been doing pretty well for me. I think at the end of the day, I am more comfortable having our right mid playing striker for us, the right mid we have out on loan. A little bit more pace and actually a little bit more strength there. The only negative is that I can't really head the ball with him, which I could do at least a little bit with Baston. But I think Baston will turn out to be a good striker for the future and also a good impact sub for us when needed. Free kicks for this game for me were just difficult. I could not hit a thing. Another reason kind of why I wanted to play that play our loanee up front because he's an incredible free kick taker, which you'll see in the next game or two. A lovely little flick from Vardy. He takes it back in and pushes out, and at the end of the half we can't really pull out what we need to for this match. Moving into the second half here, a little lovely play. Passing I've been getting a lot more comfortable with in this game. It was a little weird these first couple games that I was playing because I really haven't played since that last episode went up, other than the little bit that I played right after that whenever I recorded the previous episode. But like I said, I had a bunch of recording issues, so ended up not playing for a while, dabbled in some other games, and then came back to this to go ahead and record for you guys. I have determined that Inui over here, our Japanese left mid, is going to be a revelation for us. He's doing incredibly well on that left wing, and his right peg is amazing. And he's been this is his second goal here for the BBVA. More to come, I'm sure. He's a very strong player, and I don't think I'll be taking him out of the first team anytime soon, even though he is the lesser rated option in comparison to who I could be playing at left mid. A lovely strike from range, even though it did bounce off a player, and it is going to go down as an own goal. Kind of expected there, wasn't really surprised by that at all, but you know, it's always nice to get those little cheeky goals every once in a while. It kind of boosts morale a little bit, but it seemed to not really work for me here because as you guys are going to see, I just lost full composure in this match, and they were consistently coming at me with attacks, and I just couldn't defend correctly, which is really my fault because I didn't change my tactics to defensive at all. I kept it straight at default and just kind of hoped for the best. I still wanted to push forward and maybe get another goal out of the game because I was feeling really comfortable. But off of that corner, as you see, Juan Fran comes in and cleans up the saved cross. And then a lovely wonder strike from outside of the box. Looks like that's where a lot of the goals are coming in FIFA 16. So it was a little disappointing to get scored on, especially so close to the end of the game. But at the end of the day, Levante is a good team, and I really didn't mind too much dropping points here, but to blow a 2-goal lead in a matter of less than 10 minutes was incredibly disappointing, and I wasn't really sure how I was going to recover in the next game. We did have one last chance here, and we got so close to scoring this goal, and it just kind of gave me another insight that the players that I was picking for this match were the right players, and that I will be playing that right mid up front for us more often, because he changed the pace of the front line so much, and Baston's just not going to do it for me, at least as a starting striker. So like I said, sadly we are going to lose that match tie that match rather 2-2. Going into the next game automatically against Celta Vigo. Another decent team, battle of the middle of the table here. Celta Vigo, you know, they've had their struggles over the past few years. Their loanees not really turning out the way that they wanted them to, so I was pretty confident in this game that I was going to be able to win. But really for that first half, these are the only couple chances that I had. I wasn't really all that comfortable with attacking their defense. They were very structured at the back, and I just couldn't seem to break them down. I was messing around a little bit with the passing, trying to figure out how I could maybe weasel my way through this defense and try to, you know, trick them up with some of my more fancy passing. As you can see, this end of the half right here, it was just, I had so many chances in a matter of a couple minutes of gameplay. And this is literally where it all happened. I cut out the rest of the gameplay from this first half because there was literally nothing to show you guys. I could not get the ball. It was a battle of the midfield, to be honest. I mean, they weren't even having chances. So it really came down to this, the end of the first half here. I have one more chance kind of running down, but I just don't seem to have that pace. And like I said, that Kappa's really just not feeling that great for me. A little out of form, partially my fault as well. He's just not really catering to my play style. A weak cross in. I know a lot of people are having struggles with crosses, and as you can see there, my cross wasn't that strong. Still playing around, but I think a double tap square, double tap X of the controller does really well for crosses. It automatically puts it as close as it can to your striker's foot, and it seems to be working really well for me. As you guys can see here, in the 70th minute, I did hit that double tap square, and it went right onto the foot of Danny Garcia and right into the back of the net. It just seems like it's the most accurate crossing in this game for me so far, at least that I've found. And you know, maybe in the future, as I kind of learn the game a little bit more, there may be a better option, but as of right now, it's incredibly strong to be working it like that. This is really, I showcased the crossing a lot in this game because I did it a lot, and nobody's really feeling comfortable with it. Out of the videos that I've been watching on YouTube and some of the Twitch streamers and everything, nobody really seems 100% confident with their crossing. We do pull another 90th minute goal out here from a penalty. Like I said, a lot of penalty goals, and in that episode that you guys sadly are going to end up missing, there were a lot of 90th minute goals. I seem to be doing really well here in the 90th minute. A lot of scripting, I guess you could say. FIFA scripting still in the game, and it actually benefits me in a lot of games so far this season, along with penalties. Still, you know, I've started to notice, rewatching some of my gameplay, I'm going right every single time on my PKs, and arguably that's probably why I missed the one in the last game. I don't know if the CPU really picks up on that or not when you're playing through a career mode. I've never really been able to figure that out, but I do need to mix it up a little bit more. Especially, you know, if I start adding a little bit more of online gameplay onto this channel, I'm becoming very predictable. But a solid 2-0 win here. Like I said, I was pretty confident going up against Celta Vigo. A little less confident after that first half, but we were able to pull out a solid victory and broaden our goal difference quite a bit for this game. Gonna go back into training here. Like I said, silver's all the way across. Varty's really not doing that well training wise, and neither is Kappa, which I think Kappa more is because of his form. He's been struggling. Obviously in that one he got a B, which isn't bad, but ideally I do want to see him thrive a little bit more, and it's honestly, he's not growing much from the training I'm giving him, even though he's a promising player. So I'm trying to figure out the best way in making sure that he's still doing what he needs to do to progress. Here you can see the table. We are in that 6th spot, but Real Sociedad does have a game on us, and I believe before the next game we do end up dropping down to 8th place. But around that top half of the mid-table is where I want to be. Obviously my goal for the season is not to get relegated and to finish in that middle of the table, so I'm not too worried right now about where we are. Here in the next transfer window I'll be able to strengthen the squad and hopefully push into that top 6 and maybe even get a EuroLeague spot. Going into the next game though, I think whenever I loaded up this game, I was feeling really confident after that last game that I could put together a few goals here and maybe kind of even rout against Las Palmas here, and maybe a little too confident, but you know, it never really hurts to be confident in the game. Here we get a free kick right outside of the box, and this will showcase perfectly why our right mid will keep that striker spot, because this is the best place for me to play him right now. Maybe moving him to the right since Kappa's not doing that well, but his free kicks are phenomenal. I have a very hard time actually screwing up free kicks with him. And you guys are probably going to see throughout the season, I'm going to be scoring a lot of goals from penalties and free kicks, because I just have a very strong team to, one, get me the penalties and free kicks, and to take them, I have one of the best in the game, at least in my opinion. You know, it might be a little cheesy going for all these little free kicks and whatnot, but if I can find ways to force a free kick or force a penalty, I'm definitely going to be doing it, using anything to my capabilities to make sure that I'm getting as many points as I can this season and pushing for that EuroLeague spot. Vardy, like I said, Vardy has been doing really well for me, which is surprising because I haven't been doing that well with him in the previous few games prior to, and he did really poorly against Atletico Madrid. A little disappointed that he did end up hitting the crossbar off of that beautiful turn that he had, but it was in the end cleaned up by Inui, which he's, like I said before, he's been doing phenomenal, and there's going to be a lot more goals from him. I can tell he's just doing really well and fitting really well with the team. Keeper here, again, another beautiful save. He is saving us so many times, and he's going to be able to keep our goal difference pretty wide if we can keep scoring in the future, because he's saving us a lot. We really don't have the strongest defense, obviously, in the league, but with a keeper like that in form playing behind us, we really don't have to worry about our defense, because he's playing phenomenal, and it's really good to see. So going into the half here with a 2-0 lead, like I said, feeling really confident, even though I didn't have a lot of possession, which I kind of try to fix in the second half, which is mainly why there weren't many highlights in this game, is because I was really just trying to keep it in the midfield and hold the ball more and boss possession to just try to get a little more comfortable with the team. Because I knew I had some like the tougher games coming up in the future. Still haven't played Real Madrid, still haven't played Barcelona, which Barcelona is actually coming up in the next video. So make sure you guys definitely tune back in for that. I should have that video hopefully up by tomorrow. if this video goes out late tonight. If not, then obviously the Barcelona episode will go up the day after. I'm going to go ahead and record and edit both of these videos and just schedule them to upload so I don't have any more editing problems here in the future, and I can get a little bit more to a better recording schedule and uploading schedule so that it's a little more consistent. So sad, in my opinion, that we only finished 2-0 at the end, but another solid victory for us nonetheless. So a little bit more training here. I just kind of wanted to tie up the episode. Like I said, I apologize for the 4 games that were missed at the beginning of the season, but from now on I think I've figured out why the recording issues happened, and we should be fine here in the future. So definitely make sure that you guys like, comment, and subscribe for more videos on the channel. This series should be going on by itself probably for another few weeks, and then I'm going to go ahead and add in another career mode, maybe another type of tournament style series here for you guys. So definitely make sure that you guys subscribe so you don't miss any of the episodes or series coming up in the future. Until then, I will see you guys next time. Peace out.